Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolve Skyblock Expert Mode. Behind me is my disenchantment station. So what I ended up doing was extending all of this. So when mobs fall down, their items are being captured by this drawer controller, which is dumping all the items into this set. And so each of these servos is set up to ignore MBT to suck out a particular item type. And so when you ignore the MBT, it doesn't care about the enchantment level. And so all those are being buffered up here in these chests. And so I'm sort of clearing a backlog now, but let's give an example. So if I were to just take this chest here, maybe, yep, which is filled with a whole bunch of junk items, some enchanted, some not. They're going to get piped here into this receiving chest, which is going to load them up into a enchantment router. The enchantment router is going to look at the enchantment on the item and put it out onto the side that matches the color. And importantly, the bottom is this gray channel, which I'm leaving as the unmapped channel. So anything that does not match this, essentially a white list in these four colors, gets dropped out the bottom into a diamond chest. Now, in the four sides then, I have servos that suck things out and pump them into this chest, which is rapidly filling with enchanted items. The enchanted items drop down into an auto disenchanter, which is being fed RF power to convert into work, and with every tick of a full bar of work, it rips one enchantment off of the item in this center channel. So items queue up in the top, they consume a book and produce a disenchanted item and the enchantment stored in the book. And so repeat means as if it has multiple enchantments, it's going to repeat and keep stripping all the enchantments until it ends up with an empty item. Now, each item is going to lose a bit of durability, so there's a chance that the item gets destroyed, but I'm not really worried about that. So all the items then get sucked down into a drawer controller, which they're then dumped into, here you can see I have multiple stacks of certain books, and so things like projectile protection, things like infinity for my infinity bows, all these different things are building up here in the oak drawer system. Now the reject pile here are all the junk items. So these are all disenchanted. Now there is some chain which could be melted down into steel if I were to take the time to kind of combine them into a non-damaged item. And damaged items will not melt down in the smeltery. So I don't really care about that, so I've just been flushing them out by putting a little redstone pulse into a servo, which is then sucking the items out into a trash can. And the trash can is basically any item in is immediately destroyed, so voided. So that's how this disenchantment system is working to basically clear out the backlog and save all the books. And yep, so that'll give me some books later for magical wood when I get around to needing enchantment. So the wither skeleton spawner is working quite fine, as you saw, and I'm currently up to 19 wither skeleton skulls. So that's 6 withers if I should so choose. Well, I'm not ready to really work with that at all yet. So while that's been running, I've attempted to expand the replication process. So you see I have a number of more recyclers. I've been experimenting here and not really happy with the results, because in order to make the 18 plates, where each plate requires 4 iridium ore, I'm going to need 72 iridium ore. And at 120 millibuckets of UU matter each, 8,600 millibucks of UU matter if I make everything purely with replicators. And so in an attempt to speed up the process, these recyclers have overclockers on them, which are generating scrap, which are being fed into the better barrel, which are being put through a cyclical assembler that takes the 9 scrap and combines them and turns them into a scrap box, where they're then being fed in as amplifiers to the fabricator. And so far I'm up to 648 UU matter. So not really happy with that, but at that pace I think I'm going to need, like, since I only play like a couple hours, maybe an hour or two, this is going to take probably 4 or 5 days to kind of work through this, unless I've been researching that I can make generators, and I didn't realize that UU power is drastically different than RF power. So a lot of the main reason is that the UU power works on a packet concept instead of a capacity concept like RF power does. So with RF power, you have a certain limit amount of RF you can put through a pipe, and what you see is what you get. If it's 2500 RF per tick, you get 2500 RF per tick. No more, no less. Now with UU power, what it appears is that the total amount of an individual packet is limited by the size of the cable that you generate, or that you use to move the power into a machine. But the packet, you can have an unlimited number of power generation packets all sharing the same wire, but most UU generators tend to be really small devices. So things that generate EU per tick. Some of these generators seem to max out at 10 or 20 EU per tick. Now there's a common method I saw on YouTube, people that make geothermal generators. Well, there's no formula here in expert mode, so I cannot do that. So that kind of leaves me in the solar power realm, which unfortunately the default solar power, panel power is very small, 1 EU per tick. Now there is the advanced solar power mod, which I think this is quantum solar power is something like 4,000 EU per tick, 2,000 EU per tick, 1,000 EU per tick, and I think 500 EU per tick. Or maybe it's powers of 4. In any case, it's a ridiculous amount of EU power, but even to get started in this, I need a radiant glass pane, which unfortunately is going to require a lot of material. So what I was seeing was that this iridium reinforced plate here is going to require iridium iron plate, which is going to require at its core an iridium ingot. So I'm really right back at the same problem where I don't have enough iridium ore to even get started in advanced solar panels. So without that, it's kind of a moot point because I can't move up this chain. So it's just incredibly expensive in expert mode to do this. So I'm trying to find other EU per tick methods. I already made some water mills. Oh my gosh, yeah. So very small power outputs. I'm sorry, that was the not industrial craft. Okay, so this is even worse. 2 EU per tick max. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm going to generate my power. I might look into this radioisotope thermoelectric generator. I have the parts to make this. Yeah, so let me write that down as something that I might want to make. Semi-fluid generator burns fuel, so biofuel and where's the forestry mod? Yeah, forestry ethanol can be burned in that. Okay, so I'll need a still. I'll need to melt down biomass, which means I'll need to melt down compost or any kind of vegetative matter. So, that could be a possibility because okay, so it's a 3-to-1 here, but I have a lot of items that I'm not really doing anything with, that I'm gathering from the farm. So if anyone has any suggestions as far as what kind of EU-based power I should make to scale this up, I'm definitely open to hearing it because I guess I'm not really understanding how the EU power is supposed to work, unless I load up like maybe MFSUs and dump them directly into capacity. Yeah, unless I dump them directly adjacent to the fabricator. Yeah, so I could definitely use some tips on what to do next. Alright, so at the end of the last episode, I used the construction foam sprayer to produce these construction foam blocks. Well, I kind of messed up because I should have sprayed iron scaffold with the construction foam, which is basically just iron plate and iron fence. And as a result, the stone here is a little different. I'm going to need a redstone level pick, so that means it's kind of like obsidian. Let me find that pick. Should be here. My pig iron pick. And so, oh yeah, so as obsidian, this is going to take a while to collect. But so the reinforced stone is basically what I'm going to need for the rest of the replicator process. So I'm going to need it for the pattern storage unit and for the replicator. And so let me gather these items. Let me grab a couple of them, and then I'll head upstairs and get ready to start crafting. Alright, that just took way too long. So let's take the reinforced stone, throw it in, and bring ourselves up a pattern terminal. Oh, sorry, not the pattern terminal, the pattern storage. Okay. So it's going to require mining lasers, advanced circuits, crystal memory, advanced machine casing, and reinforced stone. So let's load up the formula here. And so I've prepped almost all the pieces here. So I'm going to protect my two iridium ore and plutonium here and load up the pieces of reinforced stone. Right, so here's the pattern and done. Okay, pattern storage. So let's take a look at the replicator itself. So this is going to require 2 reinforced stone, a reinforced glass, teleporters, an MFE, and HV transformers. So I've already built the HV transformers. So let's take a look at the MFE. Okay, so it's going to require a lot of energium. So how many of these? 9 times 4. So yeah, 36. I'm going to need another basic machine casing. So let's do... Did I ever set up a formula for energy crystals? No, I guess not. Okay, so I'm going to need... okay, there's 31 more of these. So let's get that. So I was thinking about the EU per tick thing, and I'm wondering if I can use like an MFSU, if that acts like a generator to push packets onto a glass fiber network. So here I made glass fiber cables at 8,192 EU per tick, and I think that would work out pretty good. Whoops! Oh, what happened here? Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Um, the Yeah, I didn't really think that through. All right, let's grab the other 5 here that's going to take to make a total of 36. Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to use the 5 here and count that towards the 31 that I needed. So anyway, let's grab that, head downstairs. I still have a crafting module, so yep. So let's head over here to the red electric furnace. Let's throw in one. Is this? Yeah, these are my unused crafting modules. Okay, so 9 of these. Whoops. Let's split it evenly by left click and dragging. So we'll have 9 of these guys produce. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong machine. Okay. So let's take that out and go to the compressor. Yep, here we are. Okay, so the compressor is going to take the formula, and that's going to produce the energy crystal. So let's grab that. And while we're working on it, that'll produce 1 unfilled energy crystal. Excellent. Let's burn down the other 2 while we're here. Otherwise, I would need to order up another batch. And this isn't that expensive, actually. So let's grab this. Yep. Okay, and head upstairs. So the MFE is going to feed 500 EU per tick. And it's not a crazy formula. So let me program in over here. Am I running out of spots already? As a matter of fact, I did. Alright, so I'm going to need to make another row then of stuff. Yep, of crafting tables, so I can, well, do more automation. Let me do that quick. Alright, now I'm ready to proceed. So let's head over to this crafting table. And to make the replicator, I'm going to need a formula for an MFE. So let's bring in the empty energy crystals. Let's create a formula for the teleporter itself. Now the teleporter, I have almost all this stuff, so I can make advanced machine casings. The frequency transmitter is something that's new, so let's wire up one of these. Whoops, I forgot. Let's import, and so that should allow me to make this if I just use a normal diamond, not the industrial diamond. And import, and let's give this thing one huge kick. So let's take the glass fiber, add them back in the system. And with the replicator, then let's make our MFE. Do I have to load? I think I have to load these back into the network. So let's do that. And then make 1. Oh, I need gold cable. Okay, insulated gold cable. Okay, so guess I didn't make that. Oh, so that's in the That's in the MFE. Okay. Well, insulated gold cable. Okay, that's going to require. Okay, putting gold through an extruder. Okay, so let's do that quick. So, grab a piece of gold. So the gold's not producing as fast as the other metals. So I think I might have to bump that production up too. Let's find the extruder. Okay, extruding. Crafting module. Okay. Think. There we go. And that'll produce 4 gold cable. Now what I've noticed is if I create a half-built crafting module, the output will not get sucked into the network until unless I have that keyed in. So if I were to just put in the gold piece without a crafting card, it would actually end up sucking that cable back into the network and putting it in the junk drawer, in the junk storage. So let's make a MFV again and request. Okay, that's going to need energy. I don't know why the energy crystals never seem to detect. Let's see. This may be something I just need to make manually. So click, 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 click. Oh, right. If I change that formula, then I also have to change this. So import, even though it's the exact same thing. 27. Okay. So it's definitely matching on all the. Wonder if I'm gonna have to make a fuzzy card for that. Oh, nope, here we go. 1 MFE. Awesome. So that will put everything through the pipe. So let's take a look at the teleporter, and I'm going to need 3 of these. So I'm missing intricate circuit boards, lapis, and pulverized coal. Pulverized coal is right here. Okay, so I guess I must not have enough of it. Well, let me take care of these formulas, and I'll be right back. All right, there we go. 3 teleporters, and that's going to kick off a whole bunch of work now in the in the crafting system to to do all those formulas. So while that's running, I'm going to be upgrading my my piping system here to a diamond kinesis pipe. So as I was looking at RF per tick sources, I found that the diamond kinesis pipe here carries 10,000 RF per tick. So I need to upgrade to this guy pronto, because what I've been noticing is that the whoops, I'm also recharging my jetpack, but I have way too much stuff over by the grinding area that's using RF power, and that's preventing me from basically running that stuff at full output. So what I'm going to do is build a couple more capacitors here to basically well, extend the size of my RF storage, and I need to let's make 10. 46 redstone chip stack. Okay, let's not make 10. Let's can I make 5? No. Okay, so let's make redstone chipsets. And yep, so I've not gone and hooked this up yet to the automated system. So let's load in all of those and come back later to collect. Yep. Do I care about rubber? No, not really. Yeah, so I'm just going to have to wait all these formulas out at this point. Yep, so let me set the clock and I'll be back when these are done. Alright, that's the third teleporter, which means I now have the replicator. Awesome. Okay, so let's bring that over here where I've kind of set up a little bit of automation. So in preparation here, what I'm going to do is place the replicator next to the pattern storage and adjacent to my tank of UU matter. So I'm up to 861 bits of fluid. The replicator is going to be waiting for power at this point. So let's hook that up. So MV wire connector here to here, why not? Okay. And what I'm going to do is take my crystal memory, I'm going to load it here in the pattern storage. And this little down arrow, import from crystal, is going to load this item in the storage. So let's get that, load in number 2. So now I have 2 patterns. The second one's my iridium ore. So let's come over to the replicator, and I'm going to want to make an iridium ore. So right now it doesn't have any UU fluid, so let's, well, turn this on. So activate. So that's going to start absorbing the fluid. Here we are, matter in the tank. Waiting, stop. Okay, so let's make a single run. And it's not going to require any EU power, but it is going to require UU matter. So looks like I can upgrade with overclocker upgrades. That's kind of weird. The drawing behind the text. But so as soon as this is ready, alright, here we're coming up on the end, so 100%. Bink! 1 iridium ore. Excellent. So with that, I am definitely calling this an episode. So looks like I'm going to have to upgrade my generation, not just for the EU power, but also for the RF power. The nuclear power plant needs a bit of an upgrade. I'm trying to automatically refine some of the material over here, but all this is going to require a lot more RF power than I have right now. So if you could, please leave a comment or a like. Let me know how I'm doing, and I will see you next time in Feed the Beast Infinity Valve Skyblock Expert Mode. Bye!